Hi, this is Rosanna from Rocktoc. Welcome. We have Travis Marsh here. He played live at the 7 Grand today, 7 Grand Bar for the Beatles Festival, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
There's a lot of cool people there, and I've got to play some Beatles songs, and that's always fun.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Nice. Well, thank you for coming in out for this interview.
Oh, thank you for having me. It's my pleasure.
Travis, you've been very busy over the past few years. How's everything going?
It's been going really good. You know, I've just been really writing a lot and recording. Been playing shows. Just trying to get myself out there, really. You know, like everyone else, I guess.
Right.
I just got back from South by Southwest.
Well, how was that?
That was awesome. You know, played a few shows. Everyone was super receptive, and got to sell some CDs and meet some people, and it was definitely productive. And I had a good time.
Excellent. Good. Well, I just wanted to mention your 2 albums.
Mm-hmm.
So the first one, Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's really nice. You're laughing.
Just because I was so young when I wrote that song.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, definitely. Los Angeles had more of a southern California feel to it, I think. I don't know if that's what you intended, but I'm just comparing it to American Dream.
Oh yeah.
Which is like straight out Americana.
Yeah, well, American Dream was definitely more Americana, and Los Angeles was definitely more just kind of straight up rock stuff, you know. I had a little more teenage angst, I guess. I wrote some of those songs on Los Angeles when I was like 13, 14 years old. So,
oh, wow.
And I kind of put them all together and wanted to make a CD, and you know, but as I got older, I've gotten more soft, so you know, so I think that was kind of the natural progression there. You know?
Right. Mm-hmm.
I also played music with my sister a lot growing up, and she was real into country music, and she didn't play any instruments, so I would always back her up playing guitar and stuff.
Nice.
And that kind of got me a love for country, and that got me to start to learn to play mandolin, banjo, and a bunch of different stuff like that. It got me really into that Americana kind of music, where that kind of flowed in that direction, you know. And then I moved to LA, and then, you know, from there, I moved from LA to Nashville, and did more of that country stuff. And then when I came back, I got a little more into the, I guess, you know, what do they say, necessity is the mother of invention or whatever. Not having a drummer and stuff, I got more into programming drums and stuff, and that's why a lot of my later stuff is more of that kind of pop-esque stuff. So.
Right. I was mentioning to your manager the other day that it's just been, just listening to those 2 albums, the contrast is, there's a contrast for sure,
oh, yeah.
but going from Los Angeles to like the themes and that Americana feel in American Dream, it was just seemed to be so flawless. I mean, if I didn't know any better, I would have said that you were just homegrown in the South. Honestly, it was that natural. Yeah, it was really that good.
Well, you know, I grew up like idolizing the Eagles and Jackson Browne, and you know, every 70s Laurel Canyon, Joni Mitchell, like that's kind of, I feel like it's just been like marinating in my soul for so long that maybe that's why some of that stuff comes out, you know. Although, you know, I've spent the majority of my life in Southern California. I do have family actually in Tennessee and stuff, but you know, I didn't grow up in the South though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. And then I was reading about you, and I was reading your biography, and there were 2 things that kind of struck a chord. And I think one of the first things was you said that you prefer that people don't put you into a genre box.
Yeah, I definitely, well, I think part of being an artist is having freedom, right? And it's self-expression, and part of the problem with art and commerce coming at a where they meet is that they need to market you, so they kind of put you into a box, and then you're kind of restricted into that area. But and with CDs and vinyl and stuff, I felt like music was very tribal. Like in school, there was like the hip hop kids, there was the rock kids, there was
Right.
and like there's like this is my music, and I don't listen to anything else.
Mm-hmm.
And the iPod came out, and there's playlists and Spotify now and all this stuff. So I feel like the natural progression is it kind of breaks down those barriers where people start to listen to more variety of music and
More crossover too.
yeah, and then there's that blending of that. Just I feel like music always follows technology, actually, in a way, and because of that, I think that's probably a lot of the reason why I feel, I don't know if entitled is the right word, but feel like it's okay for me to express myself in as many ways as possible. And it's more just to keep myself interested because, I get bored pretty quick with things, so I need to keep moving. Maybe I'm ADHD, but I don't know.
And then the other thing that kind of struck a chord also was that your lyrics have been described as sensory-based, which I thought was really interesting because listening to your music, and I've been listening to it all week actually.
Oh, thank you.
Enjoyably. There's a very visceral feeling to your lyrics. In fact, I was thinking, wow, this stuff could hold up on its own as a poetry book or a prose book. I mean, it's that good.
Thank you.
And you're very, your word choice is very eloquent. I mean, it's very deliberate. You know what you want to say, and you choose your words very poetically.
Thank you.
Where does that come from?
Where does that come from? I think the music that I admired growing up was I've always liked pretty lyrics. Like I'd hate there are a lot of music you could look up the lyrics and you look at it and it's just kind of like it doesn't seem like, not that it's not art in itself, but it's dependent on the melody and the music that makes it what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of that, like Joni Mitchell, some of the people I mentioned, you can take their lyrics and put it aside, and it is art in itself.
Mm-hmm.
And that was kind of like what I always hoped, to be able to accomplish, was to create words that stood on their own and that used metaphor and simile
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of things, because it's like that a picture paints 1,000 words. You only got
Right.
so many words to put into a 3-minute song, but if you can put pictures and them, when you watch, have you ever read a book and then you watch the movie and you're like, the book was so much better?
Right.
It's
Mm-hmm.
the sensory stuff that you read in the book that reacts to your past experience.
Mm-hmm.
So you created the movie already, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think for me, when you write in metaphor and stuff, it reacts to a certain part of somewhere in your subconscious where you can relate to that. Different people could listen to the same song that has that kind of lyrics and take totally different things out of it, right? But it feels more personal that way.
Right.
That's why I like that. And I read a lot. I like reading like Walt Whitman and Robert Frost and a lot of other poets and stuff too. So maybe that.
Wow.
I like a lot of forms of art. Experience and make the person feel in the moment with the like sensory things, like you said, like the smell or the touch and all those different things.
We just saw the video. Lay Me Down.
Oh, yeah.
That was wow. That was a surprise.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I said I am a bit of a maniac. But I was writing that song. I'm seeing all this crazy stuff going on Facebook and the world, and definitely what I would say injustices, you know, and things that growing up I didn't think maybe existed, but as I've grown older I realized that stuff is still around, especially with social media. You can see it all the time, you know. The song I created kind of for that purpose of shining light on that. And I had a friend who's from south side of Chicago, where like totally different world, different life experience, perspective than me. Like, so but it's a universal thing that, you know. So I wanted to sing, like I said, it's all about truth and stuff. And that was, so the guy, so G Herbo, I had rap on that.
Right.
And he lived through that stuff there. So I wanted like that honest perspective there on that. So I know it seems very unorthodox, like to have this and then have him there, but for me it was pretty, I think, planned out on purpose, because I wanted that dual perspective, you know, because the world's very like polarized right now, you know what I'm saying? And, and I kind of wanted to take those two sides and bring it into unity, if that makes sense.
And how did you two form a collaboration?
Well, like I said, my friend is from there, and he reached out to him, and he believed in the cause as well, so he was down to do it. I had made the track, and I sent it to him, and he just rapped on it out in Chicago and sent it back to me, and that was it. And then he came out to LA, and we shot the video. And in the video, I try to kind of play on that whole idea of like who the real outlaw is, or who, you know, because there's a lot of symbolism of, you know, preconceived notions of who is really the bad guy or this or that based upon what media is fed. And I don't know, I think a lot, apparently. So
Yeah, no, that's as it should be, right?
Yeah, so.
That's where we have minds.
Yeah.
It was just released on Vivo, right?
Yeah, I was on Vivo, and then the Vivo made a channel for me on YouTube, so it's on YouTube now too. Travis Marsh Vivo or whatever, or on the Vivo website. And then, you know, my TravisMarshMusic.com, I linked all my stuff.
And your Instagram.
Yeah, which is Travis_Marsh.
Right. So, gosh, it's been awesome talking with you today, and just seeing you live was incredible. Thanks for that experience. I really appreciate it.
I really appreciate like the kind words. It means a lot more than you would probably know.
Oh, nice to hear. Thank you. Very heartfelt. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you all for coming out today and listening to us live from North Park. This is Rocktoc. Rosina from Rocktoc. It's Travis Marsh.